Hey everyone, welcome. Just wait for a few people to join and then we'll get going. Hi Dan, welcome. So guys, how is everything with you? Thank God it's another Friday. Lots happened this week. It's been a little bit manic, so it's really nice to chill and get the weekend going. Hey Daniel. Oh, just Dan, before we start, I haven't forgotten you. I've seen your Instagram DM, and I'm going to get back to you this evening. It's all just been a little bit manic this week, so apologies for the delay, but I will get back to you this evening and answer all your questions. That goes actually just as a side note. I love answering your questions. Might take me a little bit of time to respond because things are a bit manic at the moment, but drop me a line at @SkinMad on Instagram and I will happily answer any questions that you have. We are also super honoured. I don't know if you can see, if I can turn the camera. We're super honoured to have, oh, he's in the sun so you can't really see him. My cat Leo here. He is the grumpiest and most socially awkward cat I've ever met in my life, and yet he's deigning us with his presence. So you've seen our Marcel and Sterling's in the background chewing somewhere. So you've seen the full suite of everyone now. Hi Sarah. Hi Chandra. How are you? Jenny, welcome. How's everyone's week been? It's been busy, but in a good way here. I had loads and loads of comments to respond to, which is fantastic, and trying to get all the videos sorted and lots of things lined up. I had some really, I can't. No, I think request from a company, and actually a company I've heard of, which is usually quite good, requesting to do some work with the channel, and it's quite exciting because I actually really like the brand. So there's some exciting stuff to come. So it's been quite an exciting week. Hi Autumn. Hi Tom. How's everything? I'm sure actually Tom has just got his hands on the Inculist Oak Cleansing Balm, so I'm sure I'm sharing with everyone what your thoughts on it are so far, because as you know, anyone on this channel knows, I love that product. So it's good to know that. I know a lot of people think it looks a bit daft inside because it looks really nice outside. I've just walked Stirling and it was so windy and so wet. I'm absolutely freezing, so I thought I'm going to keep my jacket on, and I'm sure no one will mind. Let's have a look. Chandra, I'm so glad you like the live chats. I do. I just love sitting down at the end of a busy week. It's Friday. It's been quite a busy week, and it's just really nice to sit down and chill and chat for an hour and not have any pressures and things. It's just nice to chat to people, and also it's really nice to see live, because when we get people's comments, I always respond to comments, and we get hundreds of comments, which is great, but it's never like live, which is I kind of like. It feels like we're chatting now, and I love that. I'm quite a chatty person, so I love these live streams. It's really good. So we've got our first question from Sarah. Do I think the ordinary glycolic toner is better than the Pixie toner? I don't want to cop out and say, well, it depends on who you are and what your skin type is, but it kind of does. I think the ordinary glycol 7% and toning solution is a fantastic all-round 9 out of 10 product. I absolutely love it, and I think it's fantastic. The Glow Tonic I prefer because for me, because I think it's slightly more hydrating, and I enjoy the packaging, the look. I'm taken in by the whole branding of it. So for me, I choose the Glow Tonic. But the 7% toning solution I think is a simpler product. There's less ingredients in there, and I think it's kinder for people that might have a slight sensitive skin. Difficult, because if you've got sensitive skin, I don't think you should be using glycolic acid. I think you should go for another exfoliating acid. But I do understand why some people. I think overall, yes, I think the 7% toning solution is better than the Pixie Glow Tonic, because it's suitable for more skin types. But both are fantastic products, and we absolutely shouldn't forget some of the other fantastic glycolic acid toners that are out there as well. So there's loads out there, and I would just make sure you read the ingredients and patch test them before. But yeah, for the price and the amount that you get, I think it's very hard to beat the 7% toning solution by The Ordinary. I love it. Miriam says, thanks for doing this. I have so many questions. Fire away. You can never have too many questions. We've got a full hour to fill, so you better have questions for me, because I'm not sitting here in silence. looking into lots of new skincare brands I've never heard of. Oh, same. Do you know what? The best thing about this channel, other than the fantastic community and getting to know everybody, which is amazing, but the actual best thing about this channel is just discovering things that I never ever thought I would see. The amount of recommendations you guys have given me for Korean skincare, which really fed into the Korean skincare video that I did this week, and I've been bowled over by the quality. Particularly, actually, I'm obsessed, literally obsessed at the moment with the Dr. Jart line. I love their masks. Like, I have bought loads. It's my mum's birthday coming up, and I bought her loads of their masks because she loves the face mask. And actually, just as like a side note, one of the things we love to do, because obviously I live quite far away, I'm going up in 2 weeks' time to visit, and just to sit there, put a face mask on, have a gossip and a chat, and just have a really nice half an hour of us time, and we'd love to do it with a face mask. And so I bought loads of the Dr. Jart face masks that we're going to mix and prepare and enjoy together. So I hope she loves them as much as me, but I adore them. I'm absolutely loving them at the moment. Jenny says, are things opening up in the UK? Yes, finally. Not hair salons, so you know, this mess still needs some work, but lots of other things are. So you can go to the supermarket. You can always go to the supermarket, but there's a broader range. You can go to IKEA. For those of you that don't know what IKEA is, actually I don't know why anyone would want to go to IKEA. It's like a huge superstore of furniture and stuff, and that opened about 5 days ago, and apparently the one where we are had a 1.5 mile queue to get in. Why anyone would want that? And apparently there was a 2 hour queue to get into McDonald's because that opened a week ago. Again, I mean, I like McDonald's. It's fine, but I really don't understand why you queue 2 hours for a burger. But anyway, people did, and I hope they enjoyed their burger. But yeah, things are slowly opening up. My mum is actually she doesn't do it anymore, a hairdresser. So I'm going up, I'm basically travelling half the country just to get a haircut. Yeah, obviously to see family. Once we're allowed to, we can go and we can do the travel now, which is really nice. I can go see family and actually get a haircut. So, you know, win-win. All big fan of that. Tom says, loving the oat cleansing balm. It's amazing. It's a mask, it's a balm. I'm fully on board with it. Though I have got a video coming up in the middle of the week where I have found, because I've been looking for cruelty-free double cleanse options, because I know we were talking about this, I think it was, so I feel like we kind of got that nailed, but the gel step, we haven't. So I've been looking and trying out some things, so hopefully that's coming up. So we'll be able to combine the oat cleansing balm with a fantastic cruelty-free second step for our double cleanse, and that's coming up later in the week. Let's have a look. Oh, so Miriam says, I've got cystic acne on my chin. What might be the cause of that? Well, if... oh, by the way, sorry for the noise in the background. That's my dog. He is going mad he's got a new toy, and he's decided to tear it apart and destroy it in the living room. So, yay. Cystic acne, if it's on the chin, usually, and this is just a general rule of thumb, it's not a given. If it's on the chin area, particularly in women, though also in men, it tends to be as a result of hormonal changes in the body. That's not always the case, but generally speaking, it's a sign of something being hormonally related. The good news is that should dissipate when whatever the hormone change is dissipates. The bad news is it's actually quite hard to treat with topical ointments. I would say if it's persistent and you have it over a long period of time, doctor, because there are some pills which can help with that and to regulate some of the hormonal things which can lead to that. But obviously, if you speak to your GP, they'll be able to provide some more information on that. It's very difficult to treat cystic acne with topical treatments. Obviously, keeping the area clean, hydrated, and using things like salicylic acid will help at the margins, but it's quite a challenge. But I used to have it all the way through my teens, so I know exactly how you feel. Oh, Daniel, thoughts on the Ultrist SPF 50? Well, I know you've been asking for a review of the Ultrist SPFs, and so I've put one on order because I've never tried it. I've never tried anything from their line, and I know that's really bad, and you can all really feel for it because it's just such a good brand and so many people love it. So I've put one on order. So I'm keeping my thoughts to myself. I've looked through the ingredients and it looks really good. But I want to see the texture because I think the texture is so important with SPF. Like, it can have the best ingredients in the world and be the best protection going. But if it's just not a nice texture, no one wants to use it. One second, I'm just going to stop this. Sterling, come and say hi. Do I say hi? Oh. The channel, this is my dog Sterling, responsible for 90% of on the noise on the call so far, but also he's such a sweetheart. Are you going to come and sit with me while we do this? Yes. So the Ultrist is going to be, I'm going to do a review on the skincare in probably a couple of weeks, just let it arrive and give me a chance to try out their SPF. But I like the ingredients, I want to see the texture. So Shazza says, I think is getting back to work soon and going back to work and just getting back to normal. Yes, I think I'm going, I say back to work, I've been working throughout this, but like things are slowly getting back to normal, so which is good in a way because I do really want things to get a bit back to normal, but it's also a little bit, it's a bit difficult because I really enjoy the road's been less busy, places been less crowded, just being able to chill a little bit more. I don't want it to go back to the hectic way that it was before, but you know, it is what it is. Can I use salicylic acid with lactic acid on my skin? Really good question. So you can combine your acids. I would always say, unless you're using it in a combination of pre-packaged formulation, not to use them at the same time or in the same skincare session. The reason for that is you don't know what the concentrations are and how different products are going to interact. So if you can find a salicylic lactic acid, off the top of my head I can't think of one, but I'll leave one in the comments below if I do find one. If you can find it formulated together, fantastic, you can obviously use it together. If you were using two separate products, I'd use one in the morning and one at night because you don't know how the two are going to interact together and you don't want to cause too much duplication or irritate the skin too much, so I'd use them separately. But yeah, lactic acid works very differently to salicylic acid. Salicylic acid goes into the pore and draws out all of the grime, the excess oil, whereas lactic acid is much more of a surface exfoliation. It's quite gentle because it's got a large molecule size, so it's a gentle surface exfoliation. So yeah, the two work really well together, but unless it's formulated in the product together, I'd use them in different iterations of your skincare routine. Right, let's see what other questions we got. What do I think of the PHA toner from the Inky list? Oh, Jenny, really good question. So PHAs, a huge fan of. I think they're really good for people with sensitive skin, if you've got rosacea, if you've got dermatitis, things like that. Got impaired barrier function, they could be really good because they tend to be slightly gentler on the skin, so they're more suitable for people with sensitive skin. So I would definitely try it out. I personally don't use a PHA toner and I haven't used the one by the Inky list. It's been really hard to get hold of here in the UK, so I haven't given it a go. But on the face of it and knowing how good the Inky list formulations are, I think it will be a really good product, and I hope to get my hands on it and try it very soon. But we'll see. I'll reserve judgment, but I think it should be a good product. And actually, I know, Jenny, that you just suffer from rosacea, so I think a PHA could be really good. I would caution, as I always do with people, if you've got rosacea or a skin issue with barrier function of the skin, switching products, even switching between products suitable for sensitive rosacea skin, can be challenging because it can cause flare-ups. Just the changing of the product can cause the flare-up. So I always say be very careful when you're switching products and do it as little as possible, but there's absolutely no harm in switching from your lactic acid to a PHA. Your skin will love it, and it's definitely suitable for that sort of sensitive skin type that rosacea comes with, but just be careful about switching up products. Tom says, what mask am I going to use today? Well, I always forget what to pop on a face mask, and I'd love to know, leave it, if you're popping a face mask on as we speak, pop one on. I want to use one of the Dr. Jart ones. I have 3 animals around me and they're all quiet and behaving, so I'm going to go get it when I feel I'm able to move without creating a huge cacophony of animal noise and pop that on. Like I said before, I'm loving the Dr. Jart ones, and I think, to be honest, it's going to be my go-to. I want to try, they've got 20, I think they've got 21 different masks, and I'm not going to stop till I've tried every single one of them because I love them. So like Chandra says, Dr. Jart's Cicapair Repair Cream with SPF is the most amazing skincare product I've ever come across. Wow. Okay, so for those of you that don't know, Chandra, who's one of our followers and subscribers, and is just amazing, she's tried some phenomenal skincare and she's given me some really good recommendations, and every one of them has lived up to the hype. So if you recommend something, usually it's going to be a good product. So that is one heck of a recommendation, and I'm going to order one because I love repair balm style of moisturizer. Day to day, because I'm quite oily, I just use my SPF as my moisturizer. I don't really bother with a separate moisturizer. I feel that's hydrating enough. But for those days where maybe you've done quite a robust exfoliation, or it's a bit damp, or a bit the weather's impacted you, that's a phenomenal recommendation. And if it's as good as the rest of their products, I'm gonna love it. So yeah, I'm gonna put one of those on order. My poor wallet, my poor wallet. Thoughts on Dennis says thoughts on the hydrating serum from Superdrug. Oh, so Superdrug, for those of you that aren't in the UK, is like the second biggest drugstore here in the UK. I love Superdrug because all of their own brand products are cruelty free and super cheap, and yet really quite effective. And I love the fact that you can go into get a cheap own brand product that's cruelty free, because that's really hard to find. So I love Superdrug. Their hydrating serum it's good. It's hyaluronic acid based. It's good, and it does definitely hydrate. Do I think it's the most hydrating serum out there? No, I think if you need super levels of hydration, it's not going to cut it. But if you have normal / combination, or maybe a little oily skin, I think this could be a really strong option for you. And it's really cheap, it's cruelty free, and they don't have any colorants or fragrance in. So yeah, I see no problem with it whatsoever. And if you're in the UK, definitely go and check out Superdrug's own brand skincare if you want a cruelty-free, dirt cheap alternative. When I'm talking about doing cruelty-free second steps in a double skincare, in a double cleanse, that video is coming out in about a week. And one of the recommendations is going to be from Superdrug, because you know what? You don't have to spend a lot to get a good cruelty-free cleanser. I try not to mention them too much because they are literally just available in the UK. But if you're in the UK, check it out. You will love it. So Miriam says, I was on isotretinoin 8 years ago. My skin cleared up, but then the acne showed up again after 6 months. I will be trying the treatment again after lockdown. What do I think? Isotretinoin is really difficult. So yes, it works. It has significant side effects, and obviously it's one of those. I always say you've got to follow the instructions, make sure you read the patient information and stuff. It definitely applies to isotretinoin because you have to be so careful with it, and obviously the person that prescribes it will go through all that with you. It's a miracle product, but it doesn't guarantee that it's going to work forever. A lot of people I was on Accutane, which is a version here in my teens to support with my acne, and my acne went like that. My friend was on it, her acne went like that, and then came back 6 months later. It's not guaranteed, mine didn't. It's not guaranteed to last forever, and I think that's really soul destroying, because your body, for it to come back 6 months later, is soul destroying. So I'm so sorry to hear that, and I know how heart-wrenchingly disappointing you must be. But studies have shown that just because as a treatment isotretinoin worked but then came back first time, doesn't mean it's going to come back again after your second time. So it could absolutely work really well for you. Work with your prescriber to get the right dose and the right regime for you. I am doing a video, which is probably going to be up in the next fortnight, about using vitamin A's and how to counteract some of the challenges with it. So a really good skincare routine for people that might be using a very strong retinol or an isotretinoin or an Accutane. There's certain things you can do that can help delay, prevent, and reduce some of the side effects you get with it. So look out for that video, because I think that'll be really helpful. Because if you can buy all the things in advance of starting your treatment and start that skincare before you start your treatment, then you'll see some fantastic lessening of the side effects, if that makes sense. Jenny says my hair looks fab. Thank you. I wish I feel fab when I wake up and it looks it's not great. It's not great. It's the longest it's ever been, and it's getting a little bit annoying now. But you know, I'm styling it out. I haven't got it on me. I've stopped. It's got so long that I've stopped using hair product because it was just doing nothing. And I got sent from a lovely company, and I can't remember their name. I'll leave a link below. An oil, like a collection of oils, Italian oils, all formulated together. Meant for the skin. I can't really use face oil, it's too greasy for me. Run it through the hair in the morning, it helps tame everything, and my hair has honestly never felt softer. It's a beautiful oil. I'll leave a link in the comments below this afterwards, but really good oil. So that's kind of been my saviour through all of this. Let's have a look. Can I use the salicylic and the niacinamide with the lactic acid serums? Yes, I would. You can use salicylic and niacinamide together. You can use lactic acid and niacinamide together. I'd be really careful in the same time using all three, because I think the pH of niacinamide is very acidic, coupled with salicylic acid and lactic acid, which are very acidic. It could just be too much for your skin. I would be inclined to use on a morning to use one and then switch one up, and maybe just use the lactic acid as a couple of times a week treatment, or you can absolutely use them together, but I'd just be very careful, because if you put too much on your skin, you can actually cause irritation, which space them out as you can. We've got let's have a look. Oh, yeah. The Organic Yorkshire Rose says our local McDonald's is closed due to the queues taking over the roads. Yes, we literally around here nearly had an accident. It was that bad. 2-hour queues. Absolutely terrible. I'm sure we can all wait another couple of weeks for our burger fix. I do enjoy a McDonald's, but I'm not queuing for 2 hours. Just not gonna happen. Evian water spray. Ooh, I love a water spray. Now, don't all come for me reading to filth. I know it's just water in a bottle, and a lot of people do say you're wasting your money because all you're doing is spraying your face with spring water. Just, get a spray and tap water, it'll do the same thing. To some extent, yes. Hydration. Water is the best hydrator, so do feel free to spritz yourself if you want during the day. I love the spray bottles that come in a superfine mist. La Roche-Posay Low Thermal is my go-to. That's my go-to toner every single day. I love that. There is scientific evidence to say that spring waters, rather than just tap water, does have extra benefit for your skin, particularly because it's got trace elements and minerals in there that are really going to help, like selenium will help take down redness and inflammation in the skin. So don't write off a thermal water spray as just water in a bottle. I think La Roche-Posay is the best one, but Evian is pretty good as well. Same region of France that they come from, so it'll be similar trace elements. So yeah, definitely give them a go. Everyone's sending Sterling his love. He is super adorable, but he's very, very full on at the moment. Like, so full on. He's got proper puppydom, and there isn't a single toy in this world that he cannot destroy. I got him an indestructible, it was actually said on the packaging, indestructible crocodile toy, and I think it lasted about an hour, and there was stuffing all over the house, and the squeaker had been removed, and which is really weird because he's not destructive at all with furniture, which is amazing. Just his toys, he just likes to tear them apart. So who knows? I've now got this really revolting bacon scented plastic bone thing that he's obsessed with. It's great, but he's chewed it, so it's really sharp. And at like 4 a.m. this morning, when I went to use the loo in the middle of the night, I trod on it, and I said some curse words that I won't repeat now because it hurt. So we fell out at 4 a.m. So Chandra says, I'm dermaplaning while watching this video, multitasking for the win. A little bit clumsy at the best of times, and I don't think I can combine this with a knife and that, no. But I will. A lot of people have asked me about dermaplaning and my thoughts on it. I'm really, really in favour of it if you're using the right tools and you kind of know what you're doing. So I'm going to pull together sort of an FAQ and how to do it video for people that are interested in it as a treatment. I think going to a salon and having it done is absolutely fantastic. However, it's quite expensive. So if you know what you're doing and you want to do it at home, especially because we're in lockdown and the salons aren't open, I'll have a few hints and tips for people on how to do that. Let's have a look. Chandra says, cute dog. I'm more of a cat person, but your dog's so cute. Thank you. He is very cute. I've got cat. We might be able to get a bit better image of it. Leo. Oh, yes. This is Leo. He is a Singapura, which is quite a rare here in the UK. I think they're quite big in Asia, but quite rare here. He is halfway between the world's biggest people cat and just wants attention 24 hours a day, and also being quite a grump, and it's all on his terms. So he's a people cat with a grumpy personality, but I love him, and I'm totally 100% a dog person. I never thought I'd have cats, and I fall in love with him and Marcel. They totally won me round to cats, so I love both. We've got a video idea. I'm a 25-year-old guy, and I regularly trim and shape my beard, but I seem to get a few bumps and spots every now and then. Any recommendations? This is a question I get loads of questions on. Again, I know I've probably said this before, but I was really surprised with the number of guys that watch this channel. I shouldn't be, because you know what? Skincare, universal. So it's just, we come with preconceptions that having a, Sterling, come here. He's going to start growling because he's playing with that bacon toy. I think my preconception to this was that we would be predominantly have a female audience, and it's actually split about 60% female, 40% male, which is fantastic. And so I've not done male grooming videos really. I've done a couple before, but there are definitely some hints and tips you can use to prevent razor burn and bumps and just general irritation. I am going to work with somebody. I've got a collaboration lined up with someone that specializes in male grooming, and I'm going to bring them onto the channel and we're going to talk extensively about that in a couple of weeks' time. I'm not doing it myself is I am useless at male grooming. I honestly, like, I am meticulous with my skincare, but when it comes to shaving, it's like 2 minutes and I'm done, and I am the worst role model when it comes to shaving and grooming, and no. So I'm going to bring in someone that does know exactly what they're doing, and I'll be able to give some really good hints and tips, so watch out for that video. But that is something I get asked a lot of, and I just think we should all acknowledge when we're not best placed to answer a question, and I'm not best placed to answer that. So watch this space, but we will be covering that on the channel. Saida says, hello from India. Hello, Saida. Welcome. It baffles me how international. I know YouTube, it's international. I just think it's amazing how the recommendations I get from different countries and people shouting about the amazing brands from their countries are amazing. And some of the Indian recommendations I've been getting have been phenomenal. The things I've noticed about India in their skincare, because people have been recommending from India, have been recommending some beautiful products, and I've got some on order, which I'm going to do in the Best of India coming up. Will be about a month away because I want to try the products first, and they've got to be shipped from quite far away. They love their turmeric, and do you know what? I also am a huge fan of turmeric in skincare as a brightening agent, but also as a calming agent. It's a really potent and wonderful herb and spice. It is a spice rather than herb, I think, but it's a wonderful botanical addition, and the Indians go mad for it in their skincare. So there's some really interesting stuff coming up. So lots of love to India, and look out for that video coming down the line. There's some great brands. Yeah, we've got some more questions around the skincare and razor bumps and stuff. I'm going to do I'm copping out of answering it on this because I know when we've got an expert in the male grooming and stuff, they're going to be answering it way better than me. And hopefully I'm going to learn something as well. Let's have a look. Daniel says, I'm using a spot treatment by Bye Bye Blemish. It's like the Mario Badescu one. Will it cause more spots? Possibly. I don't know the exact ingredients. So I'll tell you what, Daniel, drop me an Instagram to remind me, and I'll answer that chat. I'll look through the ingredients and I'll let you know. Mario Badescu is just my number one most hated product line for a number of reasons. I've done a whole video on why I hate it, so I'll go into it here. It might not be exactly the same. I do think drying lotions, you've got to be so careful, because actually if the skin's too dry it can't heal, so that blemish then becomes a long-term zit and maybe a scar, and I just think you've got to be very careful. But there are some good ones out there. The issue is the good ones tend to be more expensive. So the Eradicate by Kate Somerville, really good, but about £26. It's way too pricey for a kaolin and salicylic blemish lotion. So I'll have a look at the Bye Bye one and let you know, because if it is good, and we shouldn't write it off yet, then it's a really good, I know they're quite an affordable line, so I'll look forward to it. So message me on Instagram and I'll remember to look up tonight and let you know. Jenny says, I'm glad you approved of the PHA because I've ordered it anyway. Good. Well, Jenny, let me know what you think. It will absolutely work. PHAs are fantastic. The reason they don't get as much like noise about them as other AHAs and BHAs is because they're a little bit more niche and they tend to not work as quickly as AHAs. And people are all about that fast, amazing, get that skincare result now. And so a lot of people don't get into the PHAs because they take a slower mechanism of action. But for someone with rosacea or sensitive skin, you want slow. Steady and slow is the way forward. So yeah, I think you'll love it, but let me know what you think. And also, let's be honest, the Inculist, it's amazing. It's going to be amazing because everything from the Inculist is amazing. Have I ever used Konjac Sponge? What do I think of them? No, I haven't. So I'm not going to pass any comment because I haven't, but I absolutely will look. I watched these back basically I have to watch these live streams back, not because I'm narcissistic and just like the sound of my own voice, but because I make so many promises. Oh, I'll look into that, I'll have a look at that, I'll leave a comment below about that. So I have to watch it back to actually make sure I'm doing that. So I will have a look into them and let you know in the comments what I think. Let's have a look. What are your thoughts on the Acne foaming wash from CeraVe? Patsy, thank you so much. So I like CeraVe. Everything they do is well formulated, and I think they're a really great skincare line. Their acne foaming wash is a staple for loads of people who are suffering with acne, and it does work. Do I think it's the most effective cleanser in the world? No. I think you could get, there are some better ones out there, but it is really good, and I don't think it'll do, it certainly won't do your skin any harm. If you want a sort of a cruelty-free version of it, if that's just as good, the salicylic cleanser by the Inculist is very similar and really good. Acne face washes, because I think actually a cleanser does very little to your skin because you're putting it on and washing it off, so it does very little. But if you want to just have that element of acne support in your cleanser, then the CeraVe one's really good. The Inculist one, absolutely fantastic. There's some really good ones out there. Should a preteen double cleanse? Daniel, really good question. Should you double cleanse? I don't think you need to. I just generally, should you double cleanse? I don't think you need to. I know a lot of people like it. I definitely think there's some benefit to it, particularly if you wear a lot of heavy makeup or you wear a mineral SPF. I think there's a lot of merit to a double cleanse, because often a single cleanse won't get all of that off. I don't think anyone needs a double cleanse, and I was going to say, if you're trying to save money on your skincare or you're on a budget, I think double cleanse is one of the things you can skip, because get yourself a really good balm cleanser. You don't necessarily need a two-step cleanser. But it's a nice treatment, and it certainly doesn't do your skin any harm if you get the right products. I might pull together in a whole video of my best products for double cleansing, because I do get asked this question a lot, and there's some really good ones out there. Yes, double cleanse. I don't think it's an essential. It's a nice to have. But if anybody, I know we've got quite a few people on the chat at the moment that do love a double cleanse. So let us know why you do it, why you think it's really beneficial, and what, if you want any products you use, because I think, you know, it's one of those things that there's benefit to it, but it's not essential. B Fleming says, new subscriber, love your channel and learning so much. Love from the Northwest. B, love, you might be the wrong side of the Pennines, because I'm originally from the northeast, well, from Yorkshire, here in the UK, but we can still be friends, and it's lovely to see a fellow northerner, and thank you so much for subscribing. That's so sweet of you. Let's have a look. Who have we got? Oh, we've got Susanna says, my mum would like to try the Ordinary, because she raves about it. It's a good, there is a lot to rave about. She's 60, has dry skin with rosacea. Any tips on what products would be best for her? Yes. So if you are looking to sort of dip your toes into the Ordinary, you haven't got any products so far, with rosacea, their azelaic acid, game changing. Honestly, get that and use that as your exfoliator and brightener in one. It's beautiful. Azelaic acid is fantastic for rosacea, and the Ordinary is definitely the best azelaic acid out there, bar none. So that should be your definite starter. I would also invest, I know it's boring, it's not sexy, it's not an exciting product, but it does exactly what you want it to do, moisturize, and is great for people with rosacea. And really, I'd look at, within the rest of their line, I would probably have a look at their caffeine solution, because just because somebody's got rosacea, you can still use caffeine solution on your eyes, and that is one of their standout products. I absolutely love it. So yeah, if you've got rosacea, get a caffeine solution, because anyone can use that. Get yourself the azelaic acid for your mum. She will love you for it. And just bulk buy the natural moisturising factors moisturiser, because it's one of the best moisturisers out there. I love it. Chandra says, the Dr. Jack corrector has SPF in it, and it's a fantastic primer under makeup or regular SPF. I can't wait to try this. This is the one that goes on green and changes colour to match your skin tone, and everyone says is magical and like some sort of wizardry. I'm all about that, so I cannot wait to try this. Let's have a look. Oh, someone says that the video loads randomly for a few seconds. I'm really sorry, there's a bad connection. I'm on plugged into our Wi-Fi, so hopefully it's not my connection. But I apologise if there's any dartiness about it. Let's have a look. So yeah, sorry if there's any interference on it. I'll have a look to see, make sure it's nothing I'm doing, because I'm a bit of a techno idiot. But I'll try. Pajama Mama says, I'm enjoying the Q10 serum from the Inky List. It soaks in quickly and it's nice under sunscreen. Thanks for the recommendation. I love when people like my recommendations. And this is a really good product. I did a whole video on it, so if you want any more information, check the video out, because the Inky List Q10 serum, amazing. Q10 is one of the best antioxidants out there, so I don't think, just as a side note, I think people go mad for antioxidants and have 15, 20 in it. Well, you don't need that. You just need one really good one. Q10 is an option. There's loads of ones out there, but Q10 is a really good option. The Inky List Q10 just goes on like that. You barely know you're wearing it, sits under your SPF really well, and will just supercharge your SPF and make sure that you're getting all the protection you need. Definitely try it out if you haven't already. It's a really good product, and I'd say suitable for all skin types. Patch testing obviously goes without saying, but you will absolutely love it. I'm relieved to have the accident with skis not too irritated to discover. Yeah, it is really good. It's quite a calming. The Q10 serum is quite calming as well, so I think it's good after an exfoliation. Jenny says, what? Good question, Jenny. I think there's a lot of hyaluronic acid took the world by storm about 5 years ago, right up to now, and people put it in everything. Everybody loved hyaluronic acid. It was the cure-all to everyone's skincare complaints. And now, because people have kind of got used to it, companies are coming out with new products similar to it, better than it, or whatever, to try and capture the market. Beta-glucan is one of those ones. It's absolutely great. It's fine. I wouldn't use it as well as hyaluronic acid. I'd use it instead of. I mean, there's no harm in using the two together, but I think you'd be wasting the great product. I just don't think, when people say polyglutamic acid, beta-glucan, all these things work a very similar way to hyaluronic acid, so pick one of them. There'd be no harm in doubling up, but I think you wouldn't see the extra benefit. Daniel says, best hyaluronic acid serum. Oh, there's loads out there. I don't think you should ever be paying more than $10, £8 for hyaluronic acid serum. Has anyone seen the Dr. Barbara Sturm £200 hyaluronic acid serum? Like, it's like a celebrity following, and people are buying it because the Kardashians like it. I mean, please, it's hyaluronic acid. It should not cost that much. If you want a really good hyaluronic acid, you honestly can't beat the Inky List. I would stay away from the ordinary hyaluronic acid because that just has a weird texture and doesn't sink in properly. I really like the Inky List one, and I honestly, it's the only one I've ever found which sits perfectly on my skin, sinks in, and lets you layer other products on top. I like to use hyaluronic acid as one of the first steps in my skincare routine, just because I think then the hydration's locked in, you can build on that, and it's the only one that doesn't leave a film and a layer. So I can't really recommend any others but the Inky List. That's my go-to. That's what I love. It's dirt cheap, it's cruelty free, it's fragrance free. What's not to love? Definitely check it out. I think it's £5 here in the UK. Amazing. So Chandra says, I found a toner that has niacinamide as a second ingredient and no alcohol. It's my favourite find of the month so far. I found it at Walmart from a company called Earth to Skin. Do you know what? This I love. I love the fact there is so much really good stuff going on at the drugstore at the moment. Walmart, we've got stuff, people have been bringing stuff at Trader Joe's. Someone recommended me something for that. There's some really good stuff going on at the supermarket and drugstore. You know, I love here in the UK, Lidl have some amazing supermarket but stuff. It's beautiful. Earth to Skin, because I love a toner with niacinamide, no alcohol. I'm all about that. So I'll have a look at Asda when I go, because hopefully they have very similar products, because it's owned by Walmart. Let's have a look. Can anyone in the UK who has been to Aldi say if they sell any good sunscreens for teen skin? Thanks. Aldi do some amazing sunscreens. I love their sunscreens, but a lot of them are online only and you can't buy them in store. I don't know why that is. It's just one of those things. But have a look online because they have a much better range than in the shops themselves. What is my favourite go-to vitamin C? B. Great question. There is only one, well, there's loads of vitamin C's and they're all really good, but my go-to is the L-ascorbic acid powder by The Ordinary. The reason I love it, in a nutshell, I've done a whole video on it, so I won't bore everybody with the details, but the reason I love it is it's anhydrous, and vitamin C degrades really quickly when you've got water because it's very unstable, and it oxidizes quite quickly. So if you can find it in powder form, brilliant, because it just extends the life and the potency of the product. you can mix it to your own strength, so you just mix it with your moisturizer to how strong you want it to be. So you can make it quite strong, use it as a mask, or you can use it quite weak and just use it as a daily treatment. It gives you that flexibility, and it's £4. So it's like win, win, win. So the L-ascorbic acid powder by The Ordinary is fantastic. If you want to know how to use it and how to mix it properly and everything, I did a whole video on it, so check that out. But beautiful product, really, really, honestly, really recommend it. Everyone giving our Leo a little bit of praise. He's so cute. He does melt my heart because he sits on your shoulder when you're working. He'll sit on your shoulder for hours and just purr away. So relaxing. Cedar says, have I tried the Evie excuse me, Evie sunscreen? It's a mousse sunscreen, not tacky and gets easily absorbed. Oh, I have not. And I've never heard of a mousse sunscreen. So I am all over that. I'm going to make a note of that. I'm going to buy it and I'm going to try it out, because that mousse sunscreen, no, never heard of it, but I love the idea. So watch this space. I might be all about the mousse sunscreen. Oh, Daniel says, is it Robert Welch who will be coming to the channel? Oh, I wish. I absolutely wish. That would be amazing. I'm a huge fan. It is not, and I hate to disappoint everybody. It is not. It's somebody here in the UK that's fantastic. I would have him like that because I think he's fantastic. So ask, do I sponsor other channels, but channels that aren't very popular? I like to call out where I see. I think we all should be building each other up in this day and age. There's so much like anxiety and anger and just like really bad vibes at the moment. I like to call out channels where I think they're really good, and I do try to work with people that are a similar size to this channel. And yeah, absolutely, if I know a channel that I really love, I will shout them out. There's some fantastic YouTubers out there. I really like male skincare YouTubers, not because I think, you know, you have to be a guy to be promoting skincare. Quite the opposite, you can be whoever you want to be. But I think there's some really great up and coming male YouTubers, skincare influencers out there that I love to shout out. On the last week on the live stream, Matt Random was on. He's amazing. I love him. James Just Now I follow because he is fantastic and is just really down to earth and really, really good when it comes to skincare, kind of understanding things from, he's very open about not having a technical background. So he comes at it very much from a consumer perspective, which I find really useful, because often with a technical background you can forget I love him. So yeah, I definitely love to shout out small YouTubers that often don't have, it's difficult. We grew this channel from nothing to 3,500 subscribers in the case of 5 months, and it takes a lot of work. And so yeah, I love to shout out small YouTubers and people that are growing. Can I recommend, Zara says, can I recommend any soothing and calming serums? Love from Scotland. Sending lots of love to Scotland. I just a side note, I love Scotland. Best skiing holiday I ever had was in Scotland, and I had no idea the skiing was that good there. They had so much snow, the people were so lovely, and the skiing was like bang. I went to Balmoral, which is one of the Queen's castles, and I'm a huge royalist and lover of the monarchy and the Queen and stuff, so I was overwhelmed with how beautiful it was. And then we went skiing, and it was one of the best holidays I've ever had. Love Scotland. Really good. So in fact, I love it so much I forgot the question. What was it? Soothing serums. Yes, it depends what you're using the serum for. So if you have rosacea or that sort of really inflamed red skin that can come with that, the Rosaic AR Intense by La Roche-Posay is honestly the best out there in terms of if you're looking for calming in the skin. So I would definitely look out for that, and I just think that's the best all round. So check that out. It's mid-priced, it's not too expensive, but it really, really works, and it will take the redness out like that. A couple of uses and you'll never look back. The Organic Yorkshire Rose says, loving your live. Thank you so much. And you know what, I'm from Yorkshire, so that means a lot. I'm originally from Leeds, so for anyone that's from Yorkshire, Leeds is where it's at. Let's have a look. We have Nora from Singapore. Hello from Singapore. Like Leo, yes. So my cat is a Singaporer from Singapore. So I'm sure he's sending lots of love to his country folk over in Singapore. Can I use the Ordinary Alpha Arbutin serum with my prescription strength tretinoin? Yes, you absolutely can. I always say be very careful. If you've got something that's on prescription from a professional who's seen you face to face, obviously that takes precedence over any other product that you want to use. Um, I would. I would say there's no reason, there's no contraindication that says you can't use it. However, if you're using tretinoin, it can make the skin very sensitive, and you want to be very careful with products that you then put on top. So go very gradually. Yes, you can absolutely use it. There's no reason medically you can't, but patch test and just be really careful when you're introducing it, and maybe use it infrequently and build up. But yes, you can use it. And if you're under any queries, speak to your dermatologist or the prescriber of the tretinoin, and they'll be able to give you advice based on your specific skin. Daniel says, at 13 it's okay to use cleanser, toner, hyaluronic acid serum to help me choose between. You can use as many products as you want. It's all dependent on your skin tone. So I don't get too het on age. I would always be very careful that people talk about mature skin, teen skin. Well, you could be in your teens and have really dry skin. It doesn't mean that just because you're in your teens you're super oily. Similarly, if you have mature skin, you can have adult acne. It doesn't mean that you're going to be naturally drier skin because your skin's older. So go on what your skin type is telling you. I think start very simple with your skincare and work your way up. Never start with a full, 18 product range, because I just don't think you need it. Start with a cleanser, a must have. Actually, I did a video on the basic skincare routine that you need. I would start with a cleanser. I would start with a treatment. So what is your number one concern with your skin? And a SPF. That's all you need for a really good skincare. If you've got acneic skin, you might want to try a salicylic acid. If you've got dull skin, you might want to vitamin C. So pick an active, just one active, and then build from there. Let's have a look. So lots of people say they do double cleanse, which is I know a lot of people that double cleanse because they love they love the sensation of the double cleanse, and it works really well to remove makeup. Let's have a look. Saida says, can I give my best recommendation to get rid of texture on the skin? Yes. Exfoliate, exfoliate, exfoliate. The only reason where you're going to get rid of texture on the skin is with a robust exfoliation routine. You need to choose the right acid for your skin type. I did a whole video on acids and skincare acids 101. Check that out. Generally speaking, if you're oily, salicylic's your friend. If you're sensitive, mandelic, lactic, or azelaic acid are your friends. And if for everybody else, glycolic. Use it regularly. I would use it daily. I'd find a daily strength acid. Use it daily, and that'll get rid of that texture. I might have the greasiest acneic skin going. Much better now, but I never had an issue with texture because I always had that really good exfoliation routine. Let's have a look. Green as Rule says the oat cleansing balm by the Inculus for the double cleanse is amazing. Absolutely. Recently received the Derma E cleansing balm. Yeah, really good. I've raved about Derma E. Their cleansing balm is really, really good. Is the Q10 better than the vitamin C? Just very different. You can have as many products as you want in your skincare routine. I'd start simple and work your way up. But vitamin C and Q10 work both antioxidants, but you get different properties from this. So Q10 is what your cells need as energy, so it'll help cell turnover. It'll also be an antioxidant. Vitamin C is a light exfoliant, will brighten the skin as well as an antioxidant. So they work differently. You can use them both, but I think sometimes you can overload on antioxidants and have too many in a skincare routine. So I'd pick one or the other. What do you want to achieve? Do you want brighter skin, in which case vitamin C, or do you just want the hydration, in which case Q10 is a really good option. Magic Tika with cooking and cultivation. I love that name, by the way. Says hi. So hi, thank you very much for joining. And I have seen your channel out there, so I will definitely catching up on some of your videos. Have I tried the marine hyaluronic? I have the hyaluronic acid. I just don't see why I need marine hyaluronics in my life. Never bought it. Then Tom actually raved about it to me and said it was amazing, so I bought it. I love it. It's really, really nice. It's very different texture to the hyaluronic acid by The Ordinary and much better. I never could work the hyaluronic acid with The Ordinary. It just left film. Really didn't like it. The marine hyaluronic, I don't have that problem. It is, I'd say, as good as the Inculist. and it says user friendly. So yeah, the marine hyaluronics is a really good option if you want a hyaluronic acid, marine based, from The Ordinary. I love it. Just as a side note, I've got loads more questions. I'm going to keep going, but if you haven't clicked the thumbs up, click the thumbs up because it really helps the channel. Apparently, though I don't know, I'm not technological enough to know this. Apparently, it tells YouTube that you're creating good content. Well, I like to think the content's okay. So if you could give it a thumbs up, that'd really help. And obviously, if you haven't subscribed yet, why not? Get subscribing. We are just like, we've hit, oh, I haven't even announced this. This morning I got the notification to say we've hit 100,000 views on the channel. So just like to stop and take stock of that, like the idea that 100,000 times the videos in this channel had been viewed is like mind-blowing. I honestly cannot believe it, and it's just overwhelming. And thank you so much for everyone. If you've watched one video or you've watched 100, thank you so much. I never honestly thought we'd get to this, so it's amazing and it's mind-blowing, so thank you so much. Jenny, we should wine and chat Fridays. Gosh, yeah. Oh, I love I am a classy wine drinker. For me, if it comes in a box, I'm all about it. Me and my friend often go on holiday together, and just as a total non-skincare side note, and we love a box wine. And everyone was saying, you know, it's common, it's got a low rep. People are like, oh, who drinks box wine? It's really, it has a very like bad 1980s vibe, and nobody buys box wine anymore. So we thought, well, if we like it and it's cheap and it's easy to transport, why not? So we always took one on holiday with us and loved the box wine. Then I read an article in the paper the other day that said box wine is coming back because not only is the quality gone up, but it's for people that are environmentally conscious. It's easy, it's got less packaging, and it's easier to recycle. So for all those haters that said we should never have drunk box wine and it was awful, and so I was doing it for the environmental reasons all along, and I always knew that. So leave me a comment. If you've ever tried a box wine, let me know. And Tom, I would do the street cred of this channel any good. Green Israel says, love the marine hyaluronics. Yeah, big fan. How to use the ordinary, but Pedro says, how to use the ordinary buffet. Can I mix it with what? You can mix the buffet with whatever you want. It is a beautiful peptide serum. I love it. I would use it as the first step in your skincare, in your serum step. So do you cleanse or exfoliate, then I'd use that. It's hydrating. It's good for boosting collagen. It's just a gorgeous product. I am a huge fan of the Ordinary Buffet. I did a video on it, which I'll show you how to kind of layer it into your routine. This is how long this channel's been going. I've done a video on everything. But it is really good. I would just treat it as your main serum. If you want to add other serums, you absolutely can, but you don't need much more than that in your serum. Lovely product, and you don't really have to not use it with other things. I hear people say don't use it with niacinamide. You can, just I would give 30 seconds to make sure it's fully absorbed before you then put your niacinamide on top. OA says, unrelated, we love your house, maybe a house tour. Oh, thank you. I love my home. I feel right at home here, but of course I do. It's my home. But I really need my cleaner to come back before I could do a house tour. Obviously she's not been able to come because we've been in lockdown, and obviously it can't work, and I know it's lazy and you can all hate me for having a cleaner. I just never got around to it, and it made me really sad that the house was always never as clean as I wanted it to be. And she's the world's most wonderful person, and she gets the house so clean and so fantastic, and I love her to bits. And when she comes back, to be honest, I never get my money's worth because me and her chat. So she comes in, we have a cup of tea, we have a chat, and then by the time she finally gets around to cleaning, there's only like half an hour left. But she's fantastic. And I say when she comes and cleans and sorts out this house, then I might do a house tour. But until then, no. Chandra said, I love Matt Randon and I found him through you, so thanks for that. Yeah, he is really good, and do you know what? If you haven't checked him out, definitely check him out. He is a huge supporter of this channel, and I like to show the love back. And he's just genuinely, really genuine person. So extra, and so to the point though with his skincare recommendations. And me and him have a little chit chat on Instagram, and he's such a genuine, nice person. And I think it's really rare to find someone with that much personality to be genuine, and what you see is what you get, and I love that as a person. So definitely check his channel out if you haven't already. 2 videos a day at one point, because, and the reason I did this is I know you guys love certain types of videos. You guys tell me you like certain types of video. You tend to like the more chatty, maybe to get ready with me, the skincare routine and stuff. That's very much for like the people that subscribe love. But to help people discover the channel, someone recommended as like a top YouTuber tip, is to do reviews on products which will then rank well in like search so that people can stumble across them and then see the rest of the channel and help you grow and all this stuff. So I was very much doing two products. One that was catering for doing the videos I love, that really caters for the people that are already subscribed to the channel. Then one that was informative and would help people discover the channel. It was impossible to keep up that pace. And actually I thought, do you know what, I'm just going to turn out the videos that I love. So you'll now see a mix of the skincare routines, the reviews, single product reviews, and people really love it. People have gone mad for the best of each country skincare routines. So we've got Australia coming up this week. So any Aussies out there? Keep watching for that, and then we're moving on to very exotic pastures. We're going to go again over to Asia and try something. There's so much looking forward to, and I love producing content. So you'll still be getting, even after quarantine's over, you'll still be getting a daily video, not twice a day. That was way too much, but we'll definitely be getting daily videos, because I love, at the end of the day, this is a hobby for me. I love sharing the knowledge, and I love chatting to you guys. So definitely do. Susanna says, what do I think about salon procedures? Laser healed her acne, but there are some procedures from which a person with normal skin will benefit. I love an in-spa treatment. Do you know what? I'm all about the spa. Luckily, because I work in the industry, I have friends that can do lots of treatments for me. You get them at friends and family discount rates. So I know I'm lucky in that respect. But there isn't a procedure that I wouldn't try. I love to try everything. Dermaplaning, Chandra mentioned that earlier. Dermaplaning, you can do it at home yourself, but if you want to do it in the comfort of a spa, that's a great spa treatment that will really show results. I love laser therapy. If you've got acne scarring, or if you've got stretch marks, things like that, laser therapy can really work, so definitely check that out. The only thing I think is and this is controversial, is a waste of time, is a facial. Because do you know what? You can do it at home. You can use your hands, do a facial massage, and you can get the benefits every single day rather than going for a once a month expensive facial. I'd save your money, do your facial at home, save your money, and then go to the spa for proper treatments. Chemical peels, I'm all about. Dermaplaning, I adore. See, we've got other questions. We've got, do I think hormonal acne, deep chin, upper neck lesions can be cured with skincare, or is there hormonal acne is really difficult to treat, because obviously it's coming from within the body. It's topical treatments aren't as effective on hormonal acne, but don't give up. Definitely they will work. A salicylic acid will help, a retin A or another form of retinol will work. Stronger the better when it comes to hormonal. Absolutely, fundamentally, I would speak to your skincare professional, because there are some oral treatments you can take to help with that. But yeah, don't give up on topical treatments, because definitely just keeping the skin balanced, healthy, and well hydrated is going to help heal it way quicker. So definitely don't give up on the topicals. My White says, hello, how do you feel about the Neogen Essence? I have never tried it. I will look at the ingredients and I will leave a comment below later this evening when I've had a look at it. Neogen do some great products. It's a very well formulated line. I love essences. I used to be really skeptical about essences, and then I did the best of Korean skincare video, and now I'm all about the essences. I think there's definitely a place for it. I prefer fermented essences because I think they have a probiotic element to them that I really like. But yeah, essences I'm all about. Chandra says, thanks for taking the time to respond to each and every person. I love it. I thought this would be super stressful, actually doing these lives. It's actually the nicest. It's really therapeutic. I love it. I just love chatting to people. I think we can all get a little bit lonely and isolated in quarantine and lockdown. I'm really lucky. I've got a great network of friends and family, and I'm always chatting. But we've seen our social circle go from out here to really contract down, and this is a really great way. And I'm just so glad that you guys chat amongst yourselves as well, and it's just a really great forum. And I think if it just does a little bit to help people feel a bit more connected, it's great. I love it for that, and I love answering your questions. So no, it is not that stressful. I thought it would be, but it's just really nice. And I actually look forward to this. I was dreading the first one. I was like, oh gosh, 6 o'clock on a Friday is coming round. I don't know that I'm ready for this. I don't want to do it. What happens if it all goes wrong? Now I look forward to it. I thought on Wednesday, oh, I can't wait, actually. I'm really, really looking for I always forget to do the face mask. The whole point of this is to slap a face mask on, and I should do that. I will do that next week. Tom, you reminded me this week. Be more persistent. Remind me more next week, because I keep forgetting. Adam Robert Lamb says, marine hyaluronics, fellow Brit. and a guy promoting skincare, really good. He had a video go absolutely crazy. He had like what we all dream of, like the viral video, and well deserved, about niacinamide. So if you have any questions around niacinamide, he did a video on that. Definitely check it out. Really, really good. But just generally, the channel is fantastic. So Adam, thank you so much for joining on the chat. I'm actually a little bit starstruck. So thank you. Chandra says congrats on 100,000 views. Thank you very much. I honestly, mind blowing, but thank you. And it's because of all you guys supporting. So thank you. Jenny says, I love box wine too. And congrats on the 100,000. Well, do you know what, Jenny? Celebrate our 100,000 views by cracking open that box wine tonight, because you cannot beat it. I currently in the fridge have a blush box wine. It's not that great, actually. It comes out with quite a froth. Not sure that's a great thing, but get a good box wine and toast the channel success. I like using box wine to make sangria with fresh fruit. That's classy. I like that. I actually did have a carton of sangria the other day. Apparently, my taste in drink is not, I'm not an exclusive and high-end, high-quality drinker, but I really enjoyed it. And if you put loads of fresh fruit in sangria, I kind of feel it's a way of getting one of your 5-a-day fruit at the same time. Chandra says, you have a cleaner, you're fancy. I'd like to think I'm fancy. It's more lazy rather than fancy. She's life-changing, she's my hero, and she's absolutely lovely to boot, and nobody can get my house cleaner than her, and she's going to be hopefully with me for life because I adore her. So Chandra says chemical peels are really beneficial treatments. Yes, and do you know what? A lot of people do like TCA peels at home, and I do know a lot of people that swear at home treatments are the way forward. If you know what you're doing, that's okay. I would first go to a skincare. This is a great in-spa treatment, is a skin peel, because go to your dermatologist, go to your esthetician, your beautician, whatever, and speak to them, because there are so many skin peels out there and they target so many different things. So for me, I use a Jesna's peel when I go to have one done, because that's perfect at pulling out that pigmentation that sits in the skin, fading acne scars, and just really evening out the texture of the skin, which is my main concern. Love a Jesna's peel. It mixes salicylic, other acids, it's got retinol in there, it's just amazing. But it's not appropriate for everybody, so go speak to your professional and get a really good peel that works for you. There's nothing more satisfying. Katie actually say, if just as a really quick fix, go to get the Azelaic AR Intense Serum by La Roche-Posay. That will really help. I don't think I found another serum that takes down redness as quick and as effectively as that and supports in the long term. I've recommended it to loads of people and they've also said how amazing it is. So definitely check that out. And we are getting to the end of the session. I'm going to answer the rest of the questions because, I'm enjoying myself. Why not? Just a little call out. If you haven't already, please hit the thumbs up button. That really helps. What's the science behind, Miriam says, what's the science behind acne patches and what do I think of them? The science behind them is it's a hydrocolloid treatment, which means you're putting a barrier on the skin which applies pressure to the area, heats it up, draws blood to the area and helps it heal better. The science behind hydrocolloid patches is really well established and really great. So works really well on stretch marks if you catch them at the right time and use them properly. Fading scars, absolutely fantastic, and it does work on pimples. Do I think you need to buy the zit sticker for £30 for 6 patches? No, waste of money. Any patch will do and will work. The pressure's what's doing it. When people talk about microdart technology, injecting the active ingredient deeper into the skin, load of rubbish. It might help at the margins, but they're not worth the price. It's the patch and the pressure that works. It works a couple of ways. The pressure will draw blood to the area, help it heal quicker. It'll also help with inflammation, which is the #1 cause of things taking longer to heal. But also it creates a barrier, so you're not touching it. We tend to touch our acne and pimples, and that makes it worse because the bacteria provides like a barrier to prevent that. So they do work, but why are people spending £30 on them when you can get like 10 patches for $6 or something? Buy some cheap ones. It's not something you need to spend a lot of money on. Jenny's come back with her PHA toner. Jenny, you are all about the PHA today. Can I use it with the La Roche-Posay AR serum? You can, absolutely can. As with anything, when you mix in two things together, just make sure you do that patch test. Stick to the product that you're using first, which is as I know you use the AR serum, so use that. Make sure you just take it behind the ear and then just dab a little of the pH over the top, or use it first. You'd use it first and then put the eye out. Just make sure you don't have that reaction and it doesn't react within your skin first. But yeah, you can use them together. It's fine. Yeah, Tom, do remind me next week, and I will have I'm going to use a Dr. Jart next week. So get your Dr. Jart face masks ready for next week's live, because we'll be on live 6 p.m. every Friday UK time. Katie, thank you. It's a pleasure, my love. Don't worry. What is a good SPF that acts as a really good moisturizer? I think there's some really good ones. If you are really dry, if you've got really dry skin, and I know Chandra, you're on looking at different at the moment, so probably do have that dryness built in. La Roche-Posay do a Cicaplast Factor SPF 30. That is about as hydrating as an SPF is ever going to get. So definitely try that out. They do a factor 50 and a factor 30. I go for the factor 50 because the texture is not massively different between the two. I love that. When I was on Accutane, that was my go-to SPF, because you've got the powerhouse factor 50 SPF and it was a repair balm at the same time. So you're getting all the benefits of the Cicaplast with the SPF thrown in. I love it. Kim says hi from Canada. Kim, hi. Have you checked out our Best of Canada? I think you did, actually. I think you left a message on it, so you probably have already checked it out. I love Canada. I'm all about the Canadians now. Since I tried some of their skincare, in fact, I'm all about the Koreans and the Americans. I just love everyone's skincare. But hi to Canada. Abria Hussein, I hope I'm pronounced that right. I'm sorry if I haven't. I hope you're well. How can you tell if you have combination skin? So you say that you've got, let's have a look, clogged pores on your nose and rough bumpy skin on the forehead. Is the salicylic acid too drying? Combination skin is really hard to detect. Usually how I would see it, the best way to work out whether you have combination skin or not is there a noticeable, forget about things like clogged pores and things, is there a noticeable difference? Do you get super greasy and oily on the T-zone and then very dry on the cheeks? Is there a real noticeable difference? Because a lot of people say they've got combination skin because they have fractionally drier cheek than the T-zone. Everybody has that. That's not combination skin. Is there a real noticeable difference? If you have clogged pores, so you've got the blackheads, salicylic acid is your number one friend, and just use it on the area that you have. It's not going to be too drying if you use it on the area you have blackheads. Usually you've got blackheads because there is that excess sebum there, so it's perfectly fine to use it. Just dab it on the area and just concentrate it. I'd use a thick salicylic acid, so some of them can be quite watery. Get a thick gel-like consistency so you can pinpoint it to the areas where you have the clogged pores, and it will work wonders, my love. Honestly, it'll work wonders. And Miriam says, thank you so much for answering our questions. I'm a star. Oh, thank you. Thank you very much, Miriam. That's very kind. Shannon says, it does take quite a while to get past that dry stage, but you will get that. And I think the Cicaplast will work really well for you. Nick says, do products for redness reduction just a general term to improve psoriasis and eczema or other skin issues? I think if you're on prescription strength things for psoriasis, dermatitis, things like that, they always take precedence to put them on. And I would always encourage, just coming from a professional perspective, you can put these things like the AR serum over them to reduce the redness. That's absolutely fine, and it will help. But I always say speak to the dermatologist or the prescriber of the other products, because there might be underlying things that they're aware of that I obviously can't be aware of, and they know exactly the products that they prescribed, and different brands of different products can react differently. So I would always say take the time to speak to the prescriber and go with them. Don't be afraid. People bring me products all the time. Don't be afraid to go with the products that you would like to use and incorporate into your skincare routine, and say, obviously I'm on these medicated products, and can I add these in? I think there's this misconception that dermatologists are militant and only deal with prescription stuff and only want to know about things that are on prescription because that's where they make the money. It's not at all. If you go with a list of products which you like and want to incorporate into your skincare routine, any good dermatologist will absolutely help you to work that into your skincare routine alongside the prescription products they've already prescribed. Let's have a look. My wife said, thank you, it's a pleasure. Babushka Boo says, from the US, can I recommend a body sunscreen? Yeah, I think this, again, might be a little bit controversial, but when it comes to the body, I think sunscreens, you can be a little bit more free, because your body, tends to be much more resilient than the face. You're less likely to get acne and breakouts, with the exception of the chest and back, obviously. I would work out first of all whether you want a chemical or a mineral sunscreen, because that's going to determine if you're covering the whole body. A lot of people are concerned about the absorption rate of chemical sunscreens and the impact it can have on DNA and cellular processes within the body. So you might want to go for a mineral SPF, in which case I would look out for, they're very expensive, and I would look out for some of the cheaper alternatives. Avin do a really good all over mineral body sunscreen. You just don't want to be paying too much, because one thing that really upsets me is when I see people using too little of a sunscreen because they're spending a fortune on it. It's better to get cheap and use more of it than it is to buy a super expensive one. I'd be scared to use too much because you're not getting the coverage you need. So work out, I would go cheaper for body, because I would rather see people use a cheap SPF. And use body sunscreens is a really good chance for you to explore the drugstore and supermarkets. A lot of the supermarket own brands here in the UK and in Canada, I'm not sure on the testing regime in the US, but I assume it'd be reasonably robust. But certainly in Canada and here in the UK, the testing regime for SPFs is relentless and ridiculous. And to be able to put a factor 50 on there, you really have to be able to demonstrate that it's delivering that. So even if you're paying £2 for a Lidl, which is the bog stand basic supermarket here in the UK, even if you're paying a couple of pounds for a body sunscreen, if it says factor 50, you can be reasonably assured you're getting factor 50 in there. So I think it's a great chance to explore what the drugstore and the cheaper brands have to offer, particularly with the body sunscreen. Just make sure you're following the instruction on the back, you're applying it regularly, and you're using a lot and not scrimping because you spent too much on one. Nick says the stream is breaking up. It may be a local issue in the UK. Yeah, a couple of people have said that they had issues with it. I really apologise. I'm going to look into it and make sure it's nothing my end that I'm doing. We've got... Hi Rob, your channel, and yeah, love your channel. Thank you so much. Wanted to stop for a few minutes to show support on my lunch break. Oh, thank you so much. Do you know what? That means the world. Thank you everybody that's tuned into this. I know we're running over. We'll finish off everyone's questions, but thank you so much for everyone that's joined in. If you've hit the thumbs up button, that really helps. And just thank you for showing so much love on this channel. I honestly never thought we'd be at this stage, and I am loving every minute of it. What's on the menu? Jenny says, what's on the menu tonight? We're having pizza and now boxed wine. Well, I'm going very international here. I'm having tuna salad, which is, I've got family over in Gibraltar, which there's going to be no one from Gibraltar on this because it's a small community. But hi, in case anyone does watch back and they're from Gibraltar. And I went over there a couple of years ago, and they made this game-changing amazing tuna salad, and I absolutely love it, and it's healthy, yeah, amazing, and I'm probably going to pair it with a slightly frothy boxed wine, so yay. What else have we got on here? I think we're at the end. Chandra says, have you tried Natrium? I'm excited to try their products. I have ordered something from Natrium, and it has so far taken a week and a half to come. I'm not angry because shipping and delivery has been affected by issues outside of people's control. So I'm not angry. I'm just impatient, and I'm waiting. And I will be the first to let you know when I've tried it out and let you know my thoughts on it. But I'm very excited. I think they look like a great brand, and they certainly wowed. I just want to say thank you so much to everybody who watched, whether you watched for 1 minute or the full hour and 50. Wow, we've been talking for an hour and 15. Jenny says, forget the pizza, we're coming over to us. Hop on a plane, love, come over here. There's enough tuna salad to go around. I make bucket loads of it, so come around and have some. Thank you so much for everybody who took part in this, and we'll see you next week. I'm going to have my Dr. Jart mask on, so get your mask ready. Tom has been given the responsibility of reminding me to actually apply it, so no pressure there, and we'll see you in next week's chat. If you haven't already, give this video a thumbs up and subscribe, and wherever in the world you are, I'm sending you lots of love from here in the UK, and Tom says he's bringing his 8-litre box of wine. Good. Everybody next week, face mask and a box of wine. We are bringing back the boxed wine. It's going to be, 2020 is going to be the year of the boxed wine. Wherever in the world you are, guys, take care. Love you all lots. Bye.